Hey everybody, Nate here from WASD 20. Today, got a little pep talk and a little, information for people on how to get yourself into a gaming group. How do you get into D&D? How do you get into tabletop role-playing games? If you're new to the hobby, or if you've been away from the hobby for a while and you don't have a gaming group, you don't know how to get playing. So the first set of tips I'm going to give you is for playing face-to-face. How to find a group where you can be, local, sit around a table, or sit in the living room and roll some dice together, right? The second set of tips I'm going to give you is how to find a gaming group online, which is something I don't think you should rule out. A lot of people do. It's not for everybody, but I think that more people should give it a shot. So first, let's say you're totally new to tabletop role-playing games, you don't know anyone who plays it, and you want to get into it. Well, that was me about 1.5 years ago. So one tip I'll give you is buy one of these, a starter set, a beginner box. These aren't the only games that come with these sorts of things. There are lots of other role-playing games that do as well, Shadowrun, the Star Wars role-playing games, and others. Check them out. They're a good way to get into it. And then call up some friends who you think might dig that sort of thing. Or some friends you don't know if they do. Just give it a shot. Call up some friends and get together. Now, let's say you don't have friends who you think would be into that sort of thing, or you've tried asking your friends and they're just not really wanting to do it. In that case, I recommend checking social media. Social media like Facebook, meetup.com is a great one for gaming groups. Google+, social media. If I search, for example, tabletop role-playing games, West Michigan, one of the first links that comes up there is a meetup.com group. So meetup.com is how I found my first tabletop role-playing game experience. And it was a good one. Showed up to a game shop. I was totally new to it. It was Pathfinder, and showed up and we played. And they taught me and helped me out, and they were really great. So look around on social media, on all kinds of websites, and try to find a local gaming group. Sometimes you can find them on Dungeons & Dragons forums and other things like that. But look around. The other thing is, if you can't really find much online, just call around to local game shops, board game shops, wargaming shops, tabletop, whatever. Call them up. Shops where they play Magic the Gathering often have Dungeons & Dragons groups as well. If you don't have any game shops, try comic shops. Comic shops are a common location for tabletop role players. You can try hobby shops. Try any sort of place that you think might have the possibility of having a gaming group. Alright, so those are some ways you might be able to find a local game. Now, I think a lot more people should open themselves up to online gaming too. It's not for everyone again, but there are lots of great ways you can find an online group, and online gaming can be very fun. In fact, my favorite gaming group, my good friends the Provokers, we all met online and we play online, and it's great. We all love it. So places you can find a online group, well, I recommend the Tabletop RPG One Shot group on Facebook, or just search One Shot group. You'll find it. It's a really big group. There's a lot of members all trying to find games to play in. You go there and follow the instructions, and hopefully you can find a group that way. There's a lot of people playing a wide variety of tabletop role-playing games there. If you're checking out the One Shot group on Facebook, or there are other groups too, other role-playing game groups, you might want a webcam, but you don't necessarily need one. You probably are going to need a microphone, and people usually do it over Skype or Google Plus Hangouts. Another great one is Roll20.net. If you go to Roll20.net, there's a link at the top for Find a Group. And Roll20 is a really cool online virtual tabletop, and you can find groups through it as well. So it's a tool if you already have a group, or you can find gaming groups through it too. There are other pretty good virtual tabletops as well. Fantasy Grounds is another one, and there are some other ones that are becoming more popular. So look into that, virtual tabletops like Roll20.net. Check it out. Now, I had someone in the comments of one of my videos who's from Turkey. A couple weeks ago, I had someone, I think it was from Sweden or something like that, was hoping to find a D&D group, and couldn't find anyone in their area playing D&D. And I happened to search for Swedish role-playing games, and I found that there's a pretty popular Swedish role-playing game. So, they said, well, I want to play D&D though. And it's like, okay, I understand that. But look into, actually, if you're living outside of North America, where a lot of the tabletop RPGs come from, open your mind to finding more local tabletop role-playing games that might be more popular. It might be easier to find a gaming group. So that's just something to consider as well. All right, so hopefully now you see you have absolutely no excuse not to be gaming, or at least there's no longer any way you can use the excuse, I can't find a gaming group, I don't have anyone to play with. All right, so go out there, find yourself a gaming group, do it, you'll enjoy it. I'm hot, my bald head is sweating, I'm gonna go now. Everybody take care, get your game on.